Uh, Quite frankly, I've been sitting here listening to comments, and I know people are very passionate about this thing, and I appreciate that. And even with my sore arm, I'm very passionate about it as well, probably from a different point of view. But I will tell you that when I hear someone say that we've had no public input on this study, I quite frankly find that to be an insult, and here's why. When we first had this before us, we were asked, why don't we have a community impact study? Answer was, it's not required as part of the EIR process. We have an urban decay study. As we went through the first hearing and then the second hearing, question after question came up that to me appeared to be something that could be answered by the community impact study. So at the last meeting, I suggested that we go ahead and we do a community impact study, obviously taking all the issues that came up and incorporating them in this particular study. But to say we've had no community input into the study, quite frankly, is very disingenuous to me. We've had over 100 people address us in the last two hearings and probably another 20 tonight. So I think that we have done this, quite frankly, the right way. Have we had done one and we hadn't had the input, I would say we didn't get it. But we did get the input, and I believe that's what's reflected in the scope of work. Now, if there's something in the scope of work that's not reflected, then we've heard it tonight. If someone wants to bring something up that hasn't been addressed in the scope of work, we ought to talk about it tonight. But I believe that the basis, the foundation for this, is the testimony that we received from close to 100 people in the first two meetings we had on this. So this wasn't done in the dark. This wasn't made up by Nancy Mackel or the consultant. This was reflecting on what was raised in these meetings and put into the scope of work. So I think it's important that the record show that. The attorney has commented on the alleged impropriety of what we're doing here tonight, and I think he answered his opinion on that. Someone asked, what's the rush? Well, I think there are times when you're going to have to continue to move a project. This study's been going, this project's been going on since 2006. It was reaffirmed by this council in 2009 as a top priority for the city. We've had extensive work done on this particular project, and you know, it's important, I believe, for this city that we move a project as expeditiously as possible and not find ways to slow it down. And quite frankly, I'm hearing some of that tonight. And that's not my particular style. If someone has something legitimate they want added into this study, bring it up. Write to Ms. Mackel. We can incorporate it. If someone sitting here has heard something tonight that hasn't been incorporated in the study, let's bring it up, let's put it in. But don't say that we haven't had enough public input on what's in this study. What's the pleasure of the council? Sorry, we're done. No, I'm saying that if you have something that we have not heard that you think is important, I would assume you would have brought it up tonight. To have another meeting to just talk about what we've been talking about, to me, doesn't make any sense.
It's hard to negotiate at the podium, Al. We're talking about the community sitting down with the city and being a partner.
We are partners.
I'm quite upset about the response you're giving to us.
Well, that's fine. I'm upset. Well, I'm telling you that we have certainly received a lot of input into this process to date from the community. And I believe we've incorporated in the scope of work the information that people have asked for. Now, how much can be gotten, what we can judge from when we get it, those are issues yet to be determined. But I believe that this study reflects what the community has asked for. That's my opinion. Comments?
Mayor, what about this